All right, so similar figures. What you're going to hear a lot of times with similar figures is the word congruent. Essentially what it means is the same, but we really use it in shapes. And the symbol is this. So that is congruent. It's an equal sign with a little squiggly line on top. So that's congruent. Okay? Now, let's say we have two shapes. Let's do two triangles. And we want to know if they are congruent. This is side A, B, C. Let's just make this X, Y, Z. Okay? They're going to give us the angles. And we know the angles because they're going to have these little notches. It looks like it's your antenna or something. The first thing that you need to do is, remember I told you in class you need to have different colors out. So if you do not have colors, go ahead and pause the video and go grab you at least 4 different colors. If you already have them out, awesome. They can be highlighters, color pencils, markers, I don't care. All right, so what we're going to do is we take our first highlighter, and if you look between A and B, this is one little angle going to 2 angles. So if I take my highlighter, I'm going to go from 1 to 2, and that's going to be the yellow side. So then now when I look over to X and Y, I look for the 1 to 2 again, which is that side. So I would say that side AB, because it's in between A and B, so side AB is congruent to side XY. And then we're going to keep on going. So grab another color. 2 to 3. 2 to 3. So side BC is congruent to YZ. And then last but not least, obviously, we're good on this one as well, right? 3 to 1, 3 to 1. So that's AC, because we always go alphabetical, is congruent to XZ. All right? Also, here's another little thing. Sometimes they would call this angle A. Other times they get a little bit more complicated. I'm not going to lie. They're going to call it CAB. CAB or BAC. I don't know why they would do that to you, but they could. So in general, in class, we're going to call this angle A, but we might have to practice in the future with different ways of seeing that angle. Okay. Finally, we would say that these are similar. So we would say triangle ABC is congruent to, oh, sorry, not congruent. We're talking about similar. Is similar, which is just this, look, ooh, is similar to, so if I went A, B, C, I got to go X, Y, Z. So X, Y, Z. Okay, let's do one more like that, and then we're going to get on to the more fun stuff. Actually, let's just not. Okay, talk about angles, talk about sides. They could also ask us to find a missing side. All right, let's just use this goodie. Let's stick with triangles for a second. Okay, so they want us to find the missing side, which is obviously this one, right? All right, so we got to start looking at our angles. So over here, we've got 1, 2, 3. Over here, 1, 2, 3. All right, so we grab our highlighters. Automatically from 1 to 2, from 1 to 2. 2 to 3, 2 to 3. And then my last side. So now I have to set up a proportion. I have to set up a proportion so that I can solve for that missing angle. So over here, I'm going to have yellow. And then over here, I'm going to have green. Now, the green, you could have used blue if you wanted to. But we have to use yellow because that's the one with the missing side. So I start over at the left triangle. My yellow is X. So my yellow is X over my other yellow is 18. Now I go to my green. My green over here is 11. My green over here is 33. Right, I just go left to right, left to right. Now I solve. 33 times X is 33X. 18 times 11 is, I don't know. Let me grab my calculator. 18 times 11. 198. And I divide both sides by 33. Giving me X equals 6. So that missing side is 6. Let's do another one. Example 2. Okay, let's do, sorry, let me find one. Okay, and then over here, we've got, and then, okay. So now we go ahead. We have to start off by getting our colors out. This one, they aren't set up nice and neatly for us. So we have to actually do a little work. 1 to 2, 1 to 2. Do you see how different it is this time? Okay. 2 to 3, 2 to 3. And then the last ones. All right, our missing angle.
Mrs. McDaniel, if you're still in the building, please call the main office. Mrs. McDaniel, if you're still in the building, please call the main office.
The missing angle is with blue, so I'm going to have blue. And then over here, I'm going to have, it doesn't matter which one, I'm just going to do yellow. Okay, so blue to the left is X over, and my other blue is 30. My yellow, my first one's 9. My other one's 45. And let's do some cross multiplication. 30 times 9 is 270. 45 times X is 45X. Divide both sides by 45. X equals 6. Ah, what a coincidence. So X equals 6 again. I promise they're not always going to equal 6. Okay, so that should be straightforward. Here's a couple different ways that they could show you, though. Okay. A, B, C, X, Y, Z. And they say,
Eric and Jacqueline Frampton, please report to the front desk. Eric and Jacqueline Frampton, please report to the front desk.
Name which sides are congruent. Okay. So I first have to make sure that I have my angles. So I look on here. Let's go ahead and put some on there. Okay, so let's grab 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 1 to 2. Then I'd go 2 to 3, 2 to 3, and then the missing one. So now I just go ahead and say, okay, so which sides are congruent? A to B, AB is definitely congruent to the other blue, which is XZ. Now let's go to the yellow. AC is congruent to YZ, because remember we want to keep it alphabetical. And then to green, BC is congruent to XY. Okay? You have to know all these different ways. And this is the last thing. So there's a lot of different ways you can technically set a proportion and it's still congruent. What you need to know is you can rewrite any proportion a multiple different ways. Jeez. Okay? So, for instance, let's say we take this proportion. And I say give all other congruent. Give all other equal proportions. Actually, let's just make it an exclamation mark because that isn't a question. You have to do the cross side. So I could give you a different couple. Let's just name a couple. Same numbers, just different ways of seeing it. All right, same numbers, different ways. The way you can tell if they are the same or not is you do the cross test. So I look over here and I know X always belongs to 2, always. So if I look over here, 2 belongs to 4. So no. No. Look right here. X belongs to 4. No. X belongs to 2. Does 9 belong to 4? Yes. So that's a yes. And then last one, X, actually let's go back to blue. X belongs to 2. 9 belongs to 4. So that's another yes. Okay, here are your practice problems. Let me write them down real quick. For the first couple, you're just going to find the missing side. Oh, wait, hold on. Make that 16. And then give at least one other proportional.